what's up, family? We're going to do an important video for you today again. And this one's going to be dealing with, like, giving messages to people. So, therefore, I'm going to title this one, Don't Kill the Messenger. And y'all know what I mean by that. Sometimes you might have some of the most greatest financial information, personal information, family information, business information, whatever type of information you're willing to share with others. But because you're not the favorite in the family, they don't want to hear it from you. Because you're not a celebrity, other people ain't particularly interested. Because you're not that pretty boy that everybody wants to see, or that pretty girl, they don't particularly, not really interested. They have such an intuitive response back to you not to be interested. Now, as always, you know I love to use a word of the day, and today the word of the day is going to be intuitive. And now, if you look up the word intuitive, it simply means...
It basically means to feel something and without actually having a conscious reason behind it. It's almost similar to word instinct, to feel like you have an instinct about something, but you don't actually have a reason behind it.
Great point.
What makes it inaccurate.
Great point. And people have that intuitive thing towards you. Like I said, you may have some really great information, but because their instinctive way towards you, their intuitive way towards you, they're like, they really don't have I'm not really hearing what he's saying. And you might have some really imperative, important information, and they got a mental block because it's you. Not realizing you might want to pay attention to what he got to say. But you so got a mental block because your intuitive ways is going to make you foolish. So don't kill the messenger. Even a lot of coaches know what I'm talking about because I've been through it. You remember that? When I was coaching, I remember my assistant coach one of the games, and I'm very familiar with this type of behavior. I remember one of the practices we was practicing, he was over on the side having a big argument with his daughter. And then all of a sudden he yelled over to me. He was like, "Hey, Joe, could you do me a favor? Listen, do me a big favor. You know, could you just coach my daughter? Because I swear, everything that I'm telling her, she want to freaking argue with me about everything. But when you seem to tell her, she listens to everything you say like it's magic. And it's the same thing that I'm telling her." See? Right. Don't kill the messenger. A lot of coaches know what I'm talking about with that. You tell your son, your daughter the same thing, they want to give you a hard time because, you know, you dad. They're comfortable with you. You dad and coach, but they want to listen to this person over here. And you like, he gave the same message that I gave, but you listen to this joker. Man, I ought to choke you. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to add to that?
No, back to what you were just saying about the whole coaching thing. At the same time, devil's advocate, sometimes it is good to hear something from another person's perspective, because who knows, people that, you know, raise their kids and think, oh, there's nothing wrong with my kid, like they're perfect, and then it's like you hear from someone else that, listen, like, you might not see what other people are seeing, but you know, they might point out an issue, or so you never know. It's always good to also hear.
Great. See, so that brings it right back to that word intuitive. See, because they're basing their feelings off of no real reasoning. It's just how they feel. It's like Judge Judy say, I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about what you think. Meaning, I want facts. You know, let's make sense. And as I always say, don't kill the messenger, because that might be the greatest message you got. But because you got a mental block with your intuitive ways, you are dismissing some great information. Now, if the messenger is offensive and being disrespectful, now that's different. You kill the messenger that. And what I mean by that, prime example, remember the movie 300? Remember when the guy came, he was the messenger for King Xerxes. And remember, he was being rude. And when he was saying to Leonidas, he's like, water and earth. Just for what? He was like, what do you mean by water and earth? And when he was talking, Leonidas' wife spoke up. And he was like, who is her to think that she could speak amongst men? And it was like, well, over here, the women is just as important as the men. And he didn't like that because they grew up in such a patrilineal system where men only speak and men make the decisions. And he was like, who is her to speak up? And then he took it even further, saying, if y'all don't submit to us, you know, what's going to happen to y'all? And this and that. He kept being disrespectful, remember? And that's what Leonidas had him by that hole. He was like, this is Sparta! And he killed them. So, killing the messenger. Now, that guy was being disrespectful. This is Sparta! in instances like that, if someone's being blatantly disrespectful and no regard to your well-being, it's almost like, yo, watch yourself. And he did say that to him. Careful. Be careful. Because you're kind of being disrespectful. And in those cases, you understand. But in most cases around the world, if someone is passing on a message to you, be more smarter, wiser. We're always getting older. You should be always getting wiser and smarter. Stop thinking that you only can listen to a message because it comes from a pretty boy, pretty girl, or a celebrity. That is silly, because this celebrity don't give a damn about you. That pretty boy, that pretty girl, eventually one day you'll wake up and you'll be tired of the fact that they're pretty. What could they do for you? What purpose do they have in life? If their only thing is to be pretty, then that means you're a fool. You fall for foolish things. So, on that note, subscribe, share, like, comment. Don't kill the messenger. Anything else you want to add?
The last thing I wanted to add is just like back to what you were saying. Like, even if because if you feel like everybody's listening to somebody, like for example, Twitter is a big social media thing, right? So it's like everybody's gonna see who's tweeting what, and obviously the big celebrities that have a platform, everybody's retweeting and they're listening to them because that's the messenger, that's the person speaking. But if everybody's listening to one person, nobody's having a mind of their own. So you're getting feedback from someone, even if you're feeling like this isn't a person that I would necessarily take advice from. You can think like, what can I take from this person? I can learn anything from this conversation.
So
even if it's bad advice, you can still learn. I won't get advice from this person next time.
Yeah,
you're still gonna learn something.
So that's why I had to have my extra smart daughter here. And see how she filling them gaps of something that I may have forgotten, or just to add sugar on something that's already sweet, or just an extra something. I'm like, that was cool, you're right. Because some celebrities have such a big platform that people think, ooh, I want to listen to what they got to say. And it's not always good information. And you need to hear from different perspectives sometimes. I don't care, even if it's construction work. Sometimes you might get a great piece of construction building advice. Oh, you be like, oh snap. Yo, this guy showed me a different way to do that carpentry, that masonry, whatever. That was cool. That's why so many different platforms. So as always, like I said, don't kill the messenger. You can learn from anybody. And matter of fact, I even take it this far, because I've always said this. Don't ever think that you're so smart or you're so older in life that you can't listen and learn from someone else. Because I could tell you, I don't care how old or young you are, you can always learn from someone younger than you and older than you. Let me prove it to you. Let's say you're about 30. Of course, an older person could tell you some knowledge that you ain't been down that road yet, and you be like, yo, I listen to granddad or whatever, grandma, they had some good advice. Guess what? You could even listen to a person that's 10. They may give you some advice about some new computer or some stuff. You be like, damn, he quick with this. He know what he talking about. I learned something from this little kid. Check this out. You can even learn something from a baby. Yes, a baby. You go, how in the world could a baby teach me something? He could be giving you a message, or she. Know why? Because when you feed them this food and you feed them that food and they keep getting diarrhea, and their body, they can't talk yet, but all the diarrhea that they keep getting, they're letting you know, I don't like that food you keep feeding me. And that's why I keep all over the place. So their body is letting you know, pay attention, I don't like that food. I'm getting a rash all on my backside and the doo-doo is coming everywhere, and you got to change that pamper. That's right, you got to change. And now you're like, oh my God, that's a mess. I don't want to change that pamper. But you're going to learn from that baby. Like, yeah, I got to stop feeding him that stuff, because he made doo-doo everywhere. And I don't want to be cleaning up that crap. It got all on me. But we love our kids, so we tolerate that stuff. It's going to come a time y'all going to have to do for us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to wipe my butt one day. You know what I mean? But yo, subscribe, share, like, and comment. On that note, peace.